Hey, Zach Tyler here. This is video number 7 in my free course on how to build passive income streams using WordPress. To watch all of the training videos in the correct order, you can find all of them for free on my website at zylercade.com/free-training. Enjoy. Please note, some sections of the original course content have been modified or removed in order to make this content relevant and up to date for 2024. Hey guys, future Zach here. So I'm actually making this video after I made a bunch of other videos that are already in the course. But as I am kind of like wrapping everything up, I realized that there was a few things that I forgot to mention back when I made the videos for setting the website up. So I am just coming back in here to add that. So after we have set up our website, there are a few what I consider like house cleaning things that we're going to want to do that are going to matter later on. So some of those things first are having a couple of default pages. So right now, at this point, we have 2 pages on our website, and that is our home page and our blog page. And the blog page is the default page that we're not going to really use. It's there for WordPress purposes from a design perspective, but we don't actually really use the blog page, but that's not super important. There are 4 other pages that we're going to want to create on every website that you should have by default, because these are sometimes, not always, but sometimes required for specific affiliate markets, or for example, Google AdSense requires some of these pages to exist on your website in order to approve you for either affiliate products or to run ads on your website. So these 4 pages that we're going to want to create by default are going to be an about page, a contact page, a terms of service page, and a privacy policy page. So we're going to come to our pages on our dashboard and go to add new, and literally I'm going to do these very quickly. They're going to be very basic, and so we're going to do an about us page. And for a focus key phrase, I'll just put about us. And for this, the template, we're going to do Elementor full width. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to do publish. Now we are going to come to our pages and I'm going to click add new again. And now we're going to create our contact page. So contact us for my focus key phrase. I'll just do the same thing, contact us. Default template, we're going to change to the Elementor full width and click publish. Now we're going to click add new page again, and this is going to be terms of service, or TOS, terms of service. For that, once again, we'll change that to an Elementor full width and click publish. And then last but not least, we have our privacy policy. So privacy policy. And that for our key phrase, privacy policy, and template, we will switch that to Elementor full width, publish, and publish. So now I'm going to go back to all pages so we can now see that we have all 4 of those pages existing, and now we actually need to create them. So again, these are going to be very basic. First one I'm going to do is about us. And once I open that up, I'm just going to click this edit with Elementor. And you can set these up however you want to. I'm going to make them very, very basic. So I'm by default going to do the plus here, do full width. I'm going to do full width, and this is actually this is looking a little weird to me, and I don't know why it's not doing full width, even though I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. It might be because we have this widget down here, so, and again, this is going to be dependent on, what theme you have. Let me see if I can do another one. There we go. So I don't know what's going on with that first one. Oh, it did it again. That is very weird. Full width. Stretch, and do another one there, and this one is now doing it full width. Okay, so I'm going to leave that second one. I don't know what's going on with that first one. I don't know why that first section up there is not coming over here, but we want it to be full width like this. I'm just going to put a header right here, and like I said, this one we're calling our about us. I'm just going to do center. I'm going to do an H1. I'm going to change the color to black. And actually, I'll even change it to red so it kind of like matches the color styling a little bit. Typography, I'll just leave that the way it is. I am going to change the decoration though. No, transform to uppercase. So I want it to be about us. Personal preference, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm going to do a little bit of letter spacing, so maybe set that to like 2. And then I'm going to go advanced, and I'm going to put a 25 padding on the top, 25 padding on the bottom. In order to do those separately, I just unchecked the link button. That way gives us a little space. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to put a text editor in there. I'm going to do the same thing for the padding. I'm going to do 10 for each. And now I'm going to click update, so it's going to save that. And I'm also going to click this little up arrow and click save as template. And about us. I'm going to save this as a template so that I can just upload this template to the other pages, because I'm going to basically follow the exact same style. Now, in order to create this section, I'm not going to go super into detail. I'm going to try to use ChatGPT to do this for me really quick, just because I don't want to super think about what I'm doing. So new chat, I'm going to say, write an article for an About Us page that describes a blog focused on creating content for the emergency preparedness and disaster prepping niche. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it has just finished writing me this About Us section. This is great for what I need it for, so I'm literally just going to copy that, going to go back into here, and I'm going to paste that into this section. I'm actually going to go to the section, and I'm going to do boxed, and I'm going to change the box to 800. So I want a total width of 800, and then that way, I'm going to click update again. I'm actually going to save this again so that it saves as a template, so About Us 2. So that way the new template has that boxed section in there. So now we have an About section, and when I minimize that, that's what it looks like. I'm actually going to add a spacer in there as well down at the bottom, just to give a little bit of space. I'm going to make it 100. So now there's a little bit of space between the bottom misted area and the text. So now we have an About Us section, or About Us page, and I can go exit and go back to the contact, or back to our pages. So now I'm literally just going to do the same thing for the other sections. And so actually I'm going to come back to ChatGPT, and I'm also going to have it write me a privacy policy and a terms of service. So I'm going to say, write a privacy policy for this website. The website name is Skill of Survival, and the URL for the website is https skillofsurvival.com. So now I'm going to have ChatGPT write me a privacy policy for my website as well. And I'm going to do the same thing for a terms of service. And so these are just going to give us, again, a generic privacy policy, a generic terms of service, a generic About Me section, or About Us section or page, and then a generic contact that's going to have our email address as well as links to our social media platforms. And that way, when we apply for affiliate products, for affiliate market offers, or for Google AdSense or anything like that, like I said, sometimes, depending on who the company is, they require this information. For example, Facebook ads, if you want to run a Facebook ad to a website, Facebook requires all of this information be there. So you just have to have these generic things on there. That way you meet the terms of service of the various platforms that we are going to be using. Okay, so now that this privacy policy is done, I'm going to go ahead and copy this as well. Go back here, come to our privacy policy, going to go ahead and again click edit with Elementor, and this time instead of doing the page from scratch, what I'm going to come do is down here where we did the save as template, I'm going to click save as template, but then I'm going to click this little library button, this library logo up at the top, and I'm going to go to my templates, About Us 2 right here. I'm going to click insert and click apply, and what it's going to do is it's going to take what we did before or what we saved before on the other page and insert it here. So now all we have to do is change the headline, so privacy policy, and then change change the information. Now, keep in mind, this did give us some editable materials that we need to like fill in the blank for. So for example, it says, if you have any questions or concerns about our privacy policy, please contact us at insert contact information, right? So here I can put, contact us via our contact page, and then I can highlight that and turn it into a link and link to our contact us page. And so now it's right. And then this privacy policy was last updated on, so you can put today's date, January 22nd, 2023. I'm just going to scroll through it really quickly just to make sure that there's no like additional fill in the blanks that we need to do. Go ahead and click update. Now again, go back and exit. So now I'm going to come back to our pages again for our, and then terms of service. I'm going to do the same thing. Create a terms of service for this website. Well, while we'll wait for that to do that, I can go ahead and go into the terms of service. And same process, go to edit with Elementor. I'm going to go ahead and click the little arrow, do save this template, do library, go to my templates and go to about us too and click apply. Now I'm going to select the title and I'm going to put terms of service, and then I'm going to click the text and I'm going to erase all that. And let's see where ChatGPT is at. So it's still writing our terms of service, so we'll just wait for this to finish. Now this is done, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Go back to our terms of service, paste that in there. Same thing, contact us via our contact page. I'm going to highlight that, link, contact us, check, and then insert date, January 22nd, 2023. Just gonna scroll through it just to make sure there's not anything else that I need to fill in. Doesn't look like it, so I'm gonna click update. So we're good there. Gonna exit, and then last but not least, we have our contact page. So I'm gonna go back to contact, or go back to pages, excuse me. Go to contact us, edit with Elementor, and once again, template, library, my templates, insert, apply, and wait for that. Contact us. And I'm also going to write a contact us paragraph. Honestly, I don't even know what this is going to spit out. I might have just like literally put, if you need to contact us, please email, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. Okay, so it gave me a little blurb. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to replace that. So if you have any questions, comments, whatever, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can reach us by email at, and I'm going to put the email that I'm using at this, so sos@houseofapex.com. By phone, no, I'm not going to do that. Or by filling out the contact form on our website. I'm going to say contact form below, right? Okay, so I'm going to click update. And then, in order to do a contact form, I'll show you guys how to do that really quick. I'm going to go to exit, and did we install, I don't actually think we installed contact plugin. So guess what? We're going to install the contact plugin really quick. So we're going to go to plugins. There is nothing you can't do with the plugins. We're going to go to plugins. We're going to go to add new. We're going to look for contact form 7. Here we go. Contact form 7. Install now. Click activate. Probably going to have to save changes because of hide my WP. Click here to save. So now over here on the left, we should have a contact. Here we do. Contact. And by default, it comes with a default contact form. I'm not even going to bother changing this because literally, it's a basic form. Your name, your email, subject, your message, great. I'm going to leave that. So these represent the boxes that are going to show up on the page. And actually, so I'm going to open up pages in a new tab. And I'm going to go back to our contact us page. I'm going to click view. So here's our contact us page. I'm going to click edit with Elementor. I also just realized that these templates do not have the spacer at the bottom, so I'm going to add that spacer again. But we're also going to come back to our elements, and I'm going to scroll down to shortcode. If I do that, drop a shortcode right there. Come back to the contact form. This right here is the shortcode, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste that shortcode into here, And now here we have your name, your email, subject, and your message. So that's what is right here. Your name, your email, subject, and your message. Now, this is the default setup. I'm not going to change it. I'm literally just going to leave it like that. The only thing we're going to change is we're going to come to this mail tab. And 2, for the site admin email, you can do that, and that will send it to like your admin email, so whatever email you set up. So whenever somebody submits an email here, it will send it to whatever the site admin email is, or you could manually put in, sos@house-of-apex.com, right? So I could do that. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it as site admin email from. You can just leave it as WordPress, at skillsurvival.com or whatever your default is. Not going to get super into detail. If you need to put a contact form, basic contact form, this is how you do it. And now I come over here, I click apply, I click update, and now if I go to view the page, we now have a contact form on our site. And so if somebody comes in here, they can fill out the information, click submit, and voila, magic. Please excuse the quick interruption. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're finding this video helpful so far, please hit the like button and subscribe for more helpful content like this. And if you are enjoying this content, then you will love my free community. Lazy Worker University is a free membership-based community dedicated to helping you unlock your potential by teaching you various digital skills and passive income strategies. Some of the things that you'll find inside include monthly group coaching calls, comprehensive courses, community connections with other like-minded entrepreneurs, networking opportunities, and so much more. You can join for free by visiting zylercade.com/LWU or by using the link in the description below. Now, back to the training. Now, if you're going to do this, you don't have to put a contact form, but if you're going to, I suggest doing one more thing, and that is over on contact integration. Remember how we did the reCAPTCHA in our Hide My WP, so that to help like with spam and stuff like that. So we're going to want to do the same thing with this contact form. We're going to want to add our reCAPTCHA keys here as well. That way we can't have bots sending a bunch of messages through that form. So we're going to click Setup Integration. In the same keys, you can use the exact same keys that you use for Hide My WP. You can use them for here. So you can just come into, I'm going to open up Hide My WP in a new window just so I can have both tabs open at the same time. I'm going to come down to brute force protection, click Start Feature Setup. That's going to bring us to that section. I'm going to go to Google V3, and then for these keys, I'm literally just going to copy the site key and paste it here, and then I'm going to copy the secret key, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to click Save Changes. And now our reCAPTCHA is set up. So now, if we were to go back to that page, that contact page, I'm going to click View. Now, so you can't see it because actually, hold on, you can't see it because my camera is there. So if you look right here, this now shows that the page is protected by reCAPTCHA. So if you do that integration and you're not seeing this, then you haven't done it right. You want to go back and redo it. And then, of course, the last step, we need to actually add them places. So I'm going to put my About and Contact up in the menu, and then I'm going to put the links for the privacy policy and terms of service down in the footer section. And then I'm also going to get rid of these, which is going to get a little bit technical. Bear with me. So I'm going to close that page out. Close that. So now, and there's other thing that we didn't cover that I wanted to, is also remember one of the plugins that we downloaded before was called the Child Theme plugin. And I think I explained child themes a little bit, but we never actually did it. So right now, if we go to my theme, the theme I'm using is News Card. And I'm actually going to delete these other ones because I'm not going to use them. And so a child theme, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to delete down here where it says Theme by Theme Horse and Proudly Powered by WordPress. I can't stand when those are down there. Now, a lot of themes will allow you to get rid of that if you buy the paid version, but if you use the free version, they keep that section locked. This is one of those themes where they don't let you do it in the customizer area, which is super annoying, but there is a way around that. It is a little technical, so you've got to be careful about what you're doing. If you're super not comfortable with editing code, because you can really script your site if you accidentally mess this up, so I will forewarning. But if you're using this particular theme, the same theme as me, then it should look the same for you. But if you're using a different theme, then fair warning, you can totally script your stuff by accident if you do this. So first thing I'm going to do is we want to go to the child themes, go to tools and child themes, which is using the plugin child theme configurator. And the reason why we're doing this is because if I were to just go delete this right now, that's great, it would work. But what would happen is if this theme gets an update, the news card theme gets an update, which happens every once in a while, as soon as I do that update, it would bring these back, because what it's doing is we're going to have to go into the theme's code and remove it manually. And when you update the theme, it reinstalls all of the theme's code. So one way to avoid that happening is by using child theme configurator. And so what happens is when the main theme gets an update, it will not affect the changes we make into the child theme. Now I'm getting a little bit technical here, like I said, but if you want to do this, first thing we're going to do is go to the child theme configurator, click analyze. Great, everything's okay. We're going to scroll down, and the only thing that we need to do is right here, number 8, we want to check this box. And notice how it says you should only need to do this the first time you configure a child theme. So because this is the first time, we want to click that box. So I'm going to click create new child theme, and now it is being it has been generated successfully. Okay, so now we're going to go to preview your child theme, which it should not look any different. Everything looks the same to me. Great. We're going to do activate and publish. So now if I exit out of here, you should technically see 2 themes now. If you go back to your appearance and go back to your themes, you should see your main one, right? This is my main one, news card. And then I have news card child. Just so you know, you do need to keep both of these. If you have a child theme, you have to also keep the parent theme. We're going to actually go into appearance and go to theme file editor. Now I'm using the news card theme, so if you're using the same theme as me, then yours will look the same. But if you're using a different theme, then your code is going to look different, and therefore, again, fair warning, do this on, err on the side of caution. But you're going to want to look for, over on this right, under these theme files, you're going to want to look for something that says like footer. It has the word footer in it. So footer.php is the one for this. And you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And what I'm looking for, so I personally know what I'm looking for, but a way for you to figure out what you're looking for is if you actually right-click like this area right here and click inspect, it'll open up this code area on the right, and what you're doing is looking at the code for the page. So you can click this little like icon thing and hover over different areas, and as you hover over different areas, you can see how the code on the right is changing. So it's showing you the code of the page and like what code affects what. So if I hover over this area right here and click it, I can now see that it's this div class author-link, right? And if you notice how I hover over these as well, if I move my mouse, we have different areas on the page being highlighted. So if I hover over this, it says author link, and it's hovering, or it's highlighting that area down there. And then in this one right here, this WP link hovers this one right here, right? So these 2 things are what I'm looking for. I'm looking for author-link, and I'm looking for WP-link. So now that I know that those are the 2 things I'm looking for, if I come back into the editor, I can see those right here. It says echo news card author link and news card WP link, right? So author link and WP link were the 2 things that I was looking for. So you do not get rid of the question mark or the closing bracket right there. That's the closing pieces, the closing keys to this opening right here. We have an open bracket and a question mark right there, and it's got a closing right there, right? So all of this code in between all falls in between those 2 brackets. I just know that because I'm a nerd, but for those of you who don't understand coding, that's what's going on here. So echo is basically saying write. We want you to write this. So we want you to write the news card author link, and we want you to write the news card WP link. That is what is showing up right here. Remember, we've got author link, which is here, and WP link, which is here. So all I have to do is come in here and delete this right there. So the echo news card author link with the dot and the news card WP link. So if I delete those, remember, you're going to leave the question mark and leave that closing bracket and click update file. I've got file successfully edited. If I come back here, I'm going to close out this little editor. If I refresh, Now, oh, you know what? I probably have to also delete cache because why not? Now, if I come back here and I refresh that, now those are gone. Now, the other thing that I want to do is, remember we also created the terms of service page and the privacy policy page. Normally, I would also add those down in this area, but again, that involves code. So what I'm actually going to do something that I don't like to do, but for this particular website, and especially for you guys, that way you don't have to worry about necessarily doing any more coding stuff. Another way that you can do that is if we actually go to our widgets, and we go into our footer widgets. And again, depending on your theme, you may have footer widgets, you may not. I know that this theme does have footer widgets. So we have footer column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. Now, I'm actually, instead of editing them here, I'm going to go to the customize just because I like editing the widgets and the customize a little bit better. I think it's a little bit easier from a visual perspective. So if we come to our widgets, and come to footer color 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? I'm actually going to go to 4, which is going to be over here on the right. I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to click paragraph. And now it's created this new gray area right here. So I'm actually going to do terms of service, and it puts those words right there, right? And then we can either do the next line, so I could do privacy policy, right, like that. Or if I wanted them to be each on their own line, I could technically erase that. And actually, you know what I'll do? Instead of that, I'm going to delete both of these. I'm going to do each one in them. So I'm going to do, instead of doing 4, I'm going to do column 2 and column 3. That way they're both in the middle. So I'll do here, I'll do paragraph, and I'll do terms of service. And now that adds it there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to click the link. I'm going to put terms, and that should generate should generate that page. Apparently not. Well, it should give you a drop down, but if it doesn't give you the drop down, you can also just do the actual link. So for me, it's going to be skillofsurvival.com/terms-of-service. Terms of service. And then I'm actually just going to copy that so I can do the same thing for privacy policy. So there we have that in 2, and then in 3, I'm going to add another one, add paragraph, add privacy policy, highlight it, do a link, do that, and do privacy policy, do that. And so now I have both of those in there. If I click publish and I exit out of here, again, come back here, I probably have to delete my cache again, of course, because why not? Delete cache, refresh, and now we have a terms of service link and a privacy policy link. Now, personally, that doesn't really look the best. I don't necessarily love that there, so I might end up putting it down in this section just by doing the code. Another option I guess we could technically do is you could create a new menu. So we could go to menus, and we could create a new menu, and I can call it maybe footer. I call it a footer menu, click create, and then I'm going to do privacy policy in terms of service, add to menu, and click save menu. And now I could go back to customize, come back down here to the footer area, and add, let's see what menu options we have. Navigation menu, do footer, and see, I don't really like the way that looks either. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit. I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna keep that. If you do end up wanting to put it down in this footer area, like I'm probably going to do, you're just gonna come back to file editor. Again, this is be careful because you can really mess stuff up. We're gonna go to footer. And we're actually just going to go back down right to that same area where we deleted those other two, which is right here. And I'm going to put in some code. So the code is going to be, you're going to do an open bracket. Actually, I'm going to put a couple spaces because spaces don't matter in this regard. So just so you're away from that closing bracket. So I'm going to do an open bracket. It's an A space href equals, and then once you put a quotes, it'll do an open quote and an end quote. So right here, this is where you want to put the URL. So the URL for mine is going to be https://skillofsurvival.com/ privacy dash policy, and then you're going to do a closing bracket. Then you want to do your text, so whatever the link text is going to be. So I want my link text to be privacy policy, and then you do an open bracket, a /, an A, and a close bracket. And so what you're doing is you're closing. So this is the opening A tag, and this is the closing A tag. And so that is what is going to create that privacy policy link. So if I click update file, just so you can see what that looks like, oh, it's going to give me crap, isn't it? This is why you don't want to mess with stuff if you don't know what's going on, because it can really screw you up. Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm going to cut that. It's because it's inside. It's because I have it inside that bracket. I want it on the outside. So there. We'll do that again. Click update. See? There we go. So now I'm going to delete my cache just so that I can update that. I was accidentally putting it on the inside of a script tag instead of the outside of the script tag. So I'm going to click refresh, and now here we have that privacy policy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm actually just going to copy that entire link. Copy. I'm going to do a space. I'm going to do a bracket, a little text bracket thing. I'm going to paste it again, except this time I'm going to change this right here. So instead of privacy policy, I'm going to do terms of service, and I'm going to change this text to terms of service, and click update file, delete cache again, come back here, and refresh. And so now we have the skill of survival, which is this right here. So that's this code is what's being shown right there. And then these are the two lines that I just put in, which is the privacy policy and the terms of service. And that's right here, privacy policy and terms of service. So again, please be careful. If you really don't know what you're doing, if you're really worried about breaking your site or anything, just go with this. Put them in the widget area. And yeah, it looks a little ugly. Maybe you can just put both of them in one, right? That way they're like all in the left-hand corner or something like that. Up to you. I personally, I'm very picky about how things look from a visual perspective on these kinds of things, and so therefore I would rather do the code because I know how to do it. So therefore, it's just easier for me. But I'm going to come back in here and I'm actually going to delete that, and I'm going to delete that and just get rid of that section altogether. So now I delete the cache, and so now that's what it'll look like if you get rid of that. So that is how you can add the privacy policy and terms of service manually down to the footer section of your site. And back to our regularly scheduled programming. I hope you found this video helpful and you're enjoying the rest of the course content. Links for all of the tools, platforms, and resources mentioned in this video can be found below. Additionally, if you have any questions or need further guidance, feel free to leave your questions or comments in the comment section or reach out in our free membership community. You can also find additional free training and other valuable resources at xylarcade.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.